Hey guys, and welcome back to the official channel of Develop Your Element. In this video, we're going to talk about how to regenerate the aquatic type. And why is it important to regenerate the aquatic type? Well, let's explore. Quite simply, it's essential to regenerate the aquatic type because aquatic people are very emotionally expressive and emotionally driven. So when they are in a not so good emotional and mental state as a result of being drained, what happens? They direct their emotions with the wrong intensity. They miscalculate how to approach emotional situations, and they also can become dramatic and create separation, create breakups just to make up. So it's very important to regenerate them so that they have more mental clarity and so that they can direct their emotions in a much more positive direction. Because when they are regenerated, they can express themselves and they can deepen those connections in a very beautiful and effective way. How do you actually regenerate an aquatic person? Well, the simplest way is through emotions, through personal connection, through personalized experiences, through something more profound and deep. So this can be done by spending time with loved ones. It can be done by expressing their emotions through art. It can be poetry, painting, cooking, any way that they can express themselves, so they can really feel those feelings that they have, really explore those feelings and share those with the world. That is very enriching for them. That is very regenerative for them. And really, they're flexible in terms of social stimulus. They can have high or low social stimulus. The important thing is with whom they're spending their time, because their time is obviously precious. But the most important thing is really to have those deep connections with people they care about. So, how do aquatic people regenerate in the most efficient way? What is their active regeneration? What is their ideal approach to recharge? The answer is quite simply getting in tune with their emotions, deepening their relationships. They are ambiverts, but they lean more towards extroverts, meaning they do like medium to high stimulus, ideally, but they also are down for low stimulus. As they're ambiverts, they are flexible. The most important thing is spending time with loved ones and exploring their feelings through moments of vulnerability, expressions of love, expressions of gratitude, expressions of their feelings. That is something very regenerative for them. Now, not all aquatic people have relationships that are enriching, that open themselves up to have those types of vulnerable moments. If that's the case, a very good idea is to explore their feelings through art, through poetry, through painting, through cooking, through different venues. And the other thing that they can do is through digesting music, movies, digesting art, not just creating art. And that way they can really get in tune with what's inside. It's not always easy or possible to create these very active regenerative experiences, moments, atmospheres. You're not always in a position to create a vulnerable moment. Sometimes life moves fast. Sometimes you're not surrounded by people who are in a position to be vulnerable with you, expressive with you, and really dedicate you the time that you really desire. So how can you create a life that regenerates you automatically? Well, that's through diversification of regenerative spaces. And one of the ways in which we can diversify regenerative spaces is through passive regeneration. The act of organizing, decorating, and optimizing the spaces in which you spend a lot of time in, with the goal of having those spaces regenerate you just by being there. For aquatic people, there are many simple things that they can do to create an environment, an atmosphere that fills them with energy, with life, with happiness, just by being there. And that's something that can be done with sentimental objects, with paintings and photos on the wall that include loved ones or include memories that they cherish. Aquatic people are very nostalgic, so all these things that remind them of beautiful moments can actually be something that they can relive over and over again. So holding on to sentimental objects actually can be something very enriching for them. In this goal of diversifying regenerative spaces, there's one more way to diversify them, and that is to proactively regenerate, meaning We all have certain responsibilities. We all have certain environments that we have to spend time in. We all have certain things that we just have to go through. And sometimes those things are not optimal for us. But we can optimize almost any scenario by implementing the things that regenerate us, but more proactively. For aquatic people, this means embracing their nature, being open to expressing themselves in a vulnerable way on a more frequent basis and with more different types of people. This means at work, even though you might not have a dynamic that's vulnerable, that's deep, that's expressive, taking certain steps to invite your colleagues to have a more personal dynamic can be very enriching. In fact, aquatic people can turn almost any environment into a more personal environment. They can turn even very professional, dry, private environments into something much more open, much more deep, much more expressive, because they really are great at being an invitation to certain expression. Because aquatic people, they have a special gift. They know how to speak to other people. They know how to understand other people's emotions. And by asking them questions, creating certain dialogue, suddenly an environment that they already are in can change from something very difficult and tense to something really beautiful. One last personal recommendation for you if you are aquatic or if you know an aquatic person. Aquatic people have a special gift, which is to explore their emotions more openly and express them more openly. However, sometimes they can have a challenge understanding other ways of communicating emotions. There are people who have certain personality types or certain traumas from the past or certain personal contexts that hold them back or that lead them to express their emotions through certain actions instead of through words. There are probably people in your life right now that really love you, that care for you, that are grateful for you, who really are trying to support you, and that you might not be able to really see and appreciate that love and support. There might even be people in your life right now that are critiquing you, criticizing you, or helping you with certain things, but without telling you how much they love you, value you, and miss you every single day. Please try to identify if these individuals are expressing their love and affection through other types of actions. And try to identify if the people who might be critiquing you are critiquing you because they're protecting you and guiding you in the way they know how. There are a million different ways of saying the same thing. And sometimes we communicate not with words, but with actions. If you watch through the complete video, I want to express my gratitude. And I also would like to ask you to share in the comments below just how you plan to regenerate and how you plan to strengthen those connections that you have and diversify your regenerative spaces through other forms of exploration of emotions and expressions of emotions. Now, if you would like to regenerate me and make me feel special, I would appreciate if you click the like button and subscribe and ring the bell on this channel. If you could do that for me, I would be forever in your debt. And on that note, I say farewell and see you in the next video.